Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series entitled Rhythm Exercises. These exercises explore blues rhythmic phrasing. First, I'll perform rhythm exercise in the key of C number 5, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. All right, here we go. Today we're breaking down rhythm exercise in the key of C, number 5. We have a 12-bar blues that I've broken down into 2-bar phrases. So we have 6 2-bar phrases, and in each 2 bars, we will be using the same rhythm. This is a study in rhythmic phrasing, so we're going to keep repeating that rhythm throughout the whole exercise. The rhythm is 1 and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. During the first bar of each 2-bar phrase, we will be playing lead guitar. The lead guitar will extend through 1 and triplet, 2 and triplet, 1, and then in bar 2 we'll enter on the second eighth note into the rhythm guitar pattern. The rhythm guitar pattern normally sounds like this. That's what's known as the Chuck Berry or Jimmy Reed pattern. Sometimes I just refer to it as the blues pattern. In our exercise, though, we will have to chop that first eighth note of the pattern because the lead guitar will be taking up the first eighth note. So normally we would count that pattern 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but the lead guitar will take up the first eighth note, so it will sound like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So lead guitar over 1 and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that we've talked about the rhythm for this exercise, let's look at the scale that we'll be using. The scale that we'll be using is the C Major Pentatonic with the inclusion of the major blue note, which is also known as the minor third. So this is basically the major pentatonic scale with the addition of a passing tone. We will be playing this scale between the 5th and 8th frets. So C Major Pentatonic with the passing tone between the 5th and 8th frets. For those of you who know the caged system, this is referred to as the G pattern. The fingering looks like this. Now that we've looked at the rhythm and the scale, let's go on to phrase 1. One and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to start off this phrase with a bend. So this is about a whole bend. 1 and then we have a triplet. Here's 3 and. Notice that the triplet on beat 4 incorporates that passing tone, which is the minor third. And then we end on the root C. That would be appropriate since we're playing over a C chord here. And then we go over to our accompaniment pattern. I'm playing it down here at the 3rd fret. But you could also play it up here at the 8th fret whatever is more comfortable. Let's hear it one more time and I'll go over to the 8th fret. On to phrase 2. One and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going to start off in our major pentatonic pattern here. 1 and then the triplet. Then we have a bend. 3 and then triplet. Then we're going to end on this note, which is a minor third. That's kind of like, it's like an E flat, but it's bent toward the E note, which is the 3rd of our C chord. So it makes sense that we're approaching that E natural because we're playing over a C7 chord, and E is the 3rd of the chord. So it sounds good to end our phrases on chord tones, and E would be a chord tone of C7. After that, we go over to our accompaniment pattern. I'm playing that at the 3rd fret. One more time. On to phrase 3. One and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going to start off with beat 1 here, 8th fret, and then the end of 1, we go right into a full bend, and then our first triplet, we have it, it's about a half-ish bend. It could be quarter to a half. So triplet, and then here's 3 and. We do a finger roll here. And our last triplet on beat 4. That's a half bend, ending here on the note C. Now we're on the F7 chord here. That's our 4 chord in the progression. But C happens to be a chord tone of F7. It's the 5th. And again, we're trying to end our phrases on chord tone. So that's a chord tone of F7. Then we're going to travel down to the 1st fret to play the accompaniment pattern. It's kind of a stretch here. If you want, you could come up to the 8th fret and play it here. Some of you who aren't used to the big stretch might want to do that. So let's try that one more time. On to phrase 4. One and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're going to start this first note on the passing tone, which is the minor third of our scale. So this is the passing tone to the major third, so flat 3, 3 of our scale. And then right down the scale, here's the triplet. And here's 3 and. The last triplet. Ending on the root C here. And we're on the C chord, so this would be the root of our chord. And then we go over to the comping pattern. Here's phrase 5. 1 and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So in this phrase, we're playing over the G7th. That's our 5 chord. We're going to start out here. 1 and then a triplet. And then we have 3 and. In the last triplet, we have a bend release. Roll the finger here. And we end on the note G. That makes sense because G is the root of our 5 chord. And then we go over to the 5 chord accompaniment pattern. That's at the 3rd fret. Now, I kind of prefer the low sound there, but if you want to make this a little easier to play, you could try it at the 10th fret. That might be easier for some of you. Let's put that together one more time. On to the last phrase. One and triplet, 3 and triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we're starting off here at the 5th fret, and we'll be incorporating the passing tone, that's the minor 3rd, as our 2nd note. 1 and triplet, right up the scale, and then we have 3 and our last triplet is a bend, not bent, finger roll, and then ending on the note C. That's the root of our chord C7, and then we go over to the accompaniment pattern. That's it for rhythm exercise in the key of C, number 5. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.